Hey guys, how's it going? Alex Scott here with Consordini.com. Thank you so much for checking out another one of our super cool studio gear reviews. Today, I have kind of an interesting video for you guys. I would like to talk about this microphone. This is a Shure Beta 52. A lot of you will probably recognize it. A lot of you may already own it. But the reason I wanted to do a video on this particular mic, well, there's a couple, really. First and foremost, there's a whole lot of mics out on the market, or more specifically, mic packages that have been drawing a lot of attention over the last 5 or 10 years. These are the kinds of things where you pay maybe $200 or $300 and you get all the mics you need for a drum kit, typically, all in one big box. And they're usually, I know Shure does make one. I think it's the PGM series, or there's like CAD and Digital Reference and all these other companies. But it's designed as an all-in-one, easy to buy, easy to set up, easy to use solution for people who need to mic up drums, whether you have a studio or you're doing live sound or whatever. It's just a really easy way to get all the mics you're going to need to mic up a full kit. And those can be great solutions, but I think people start to look over mics like this, which is a really classic workhorse kick drum and bass instrument mic of nowadays. And it alone, brand new, is $200 just in and of itself. It doesn't come with any other mics or stands or cables or anything like that you might get in these packages. So I see a lot of guys, they go out, they buy, a $150, drum mic package from Digital Reference or whatever. They take it home and they try to use it and they go, well, it sounds okay, but I'm looking for something more. This is what you're looking for, at least in the world of kick drum mics. The other thing that I wanted to talk about a little bit is just why I think that this mic is one of the most brilliantly designed mics for this purpose. I think Shure did a really, really great job when they set out to make a mic that was kind of the ultimate kick drum and bass instrument dynamic mic. This is what they came up with, and I think that it's just awesome. So I know it's a very common mic, so you guys might be going, well, why are you doing, everybody's got a Beta 52, or everybody's used one. Why would you do a video about it? I just wanted to reflect on the fact that it is a great mic, show you guys a little bit about it, provide you with a few audio samples, but also just, kind of provide a good explanation for why, if you really want good sound quality, why you're going to want to go with something like this as opposed to getting one of those kind of all-inclusive drum mic packages, because the quality of sound, and especially with a kick drum, it's like one of the most important parts of a drum kit. The quality of sound with something like this is going to be a whole lot better. So let's just go over the features real quick. The Beta 52 is a dynamic mic, but they've designed the diaphragm of this mic to work two things really, really well. First is low frequencies. So it's a really big diaphragm in there. It's going to handle low frequencies really, really well, especially really low transients, like a kick drum. That is, after all, what it's designed for. And also, it's convenient that it doesn't require phantom or anything like that. You can just plug it in and go. But it also is designed to handle very high SPL, sound pressure level. So you can put it right in front of a kick drum, right in front of a big bass amp, something like that, and not have to worry about it ever clipping or distorting. That is the first and kind of biggest point that you're going to get with something like this that you're not going to get from one of these cheaper drum mic packages, is that SPL level. A lot of times they will advertise that it can handle up to 130 or 140 dB. A lot of times they cannot necessarily. And then also, again, with the design of the coil itself, not only can it handle those high sound pressures, but it's a very large coil that's very specifically designed. Shure has spent years and years and years working on the diaphragm in this thing to custom tailor the frequency response to really accentuate that kick drum. Those cheaper companies in these drum mic packages, where if you break it down, you're only paying $20 or $30 for the kick drum mic, they haven't been able to put in that R&D, use those better components in the diaphragm assembly, and tailor it nearly as well to high sound levels, or high sound pressure rather, or those low frequencies to really accentuate that. Furthermore, it is built very, very solidly out of metal. It's got a stand adapter built right into it that's spring-loaded in what I think is a very cool little design. So it's always, you can tighten it wherever you need. It's going to stay there really firmly. You've got your mic clip built right in, and the XLR that comes out right next to the stand, so you can very easily wrap it around the stand. This is great for cable management, whether you're in the studio or on the stage. All things that you're not going to get with those cheaper drum mic packages. So for all of those reasons, just kind of as a starting point, that's why this is a little bit more expensive, but also a better choice if you're really looking for an incredibly high quality microphone. And also something that I feel like gets overlooked a lot by people who want to mic up drums. Again, whether you're just starting off as an engineer in the studio, maybe you've got a little home studio space you want to try to start recording bands, it can be really appealing to go spend $200, get all the mics you need for a kit. But if you think about the role that a kick drum plays in modern music, particularly in modern music, any music really, it is the absolute fundamental, most essential part of the rhythm. It's what glues itself to the bass guitar or whatever bass element, bass synthesizer, whatever it is, whatever the bass element is. The kick and the bass drive everything. They drive the groove. They drive the feel. They're what make people want to move and dance and, boogie and have a good time to the music. So you want your kick drum to sound as good as you possibly can. And I've met a lot of engineers who go pick up one of these cheap mic packs and then they mic up a kit. And even if they take the time to really measure out the mics and make sure everything's phase coherent and all that, they walk away going, wow, the kick just kind of sounds thin. I wonder, well, it must be the tuning of the drum, or it must be this drummer's not very good, or it must be my mixes aren't very good. And those things may be the case. But also, it could be that you're using a really cheap, crummy kick drum mic that isn't designed to really reproduce those super low fundamental frequencies, those low transients, all the stuff that a mic like this is designed to. So even if, I feel like you can get away with cheaper mics like that on toms. I personally use Octava Mark 319 condensers on my toms, which are very inexpensive mics. You can get them used for 80 or 90 bucks a pop. And I think that they sound great. But the toms are not nearly as critical a role as a kick drum is, right? And so if you're going to splurge on a mic, everybody thinks, oh, well, I need a really good vocal mic, and that's true, or I need a really good, like a Royer 121 or a really good ribbon or something for recording guitar cabs. That may also be true depending on the kind of work that you're doing. But a lot of people overlook their snare mics and their kick mics and just kind of go with something that'll work. Maybe it's not really designed for it, and then suddenly they're having these problems where either they're clipping the mic out because of those high sound pressure levels, or just the frequency response on that mic for a kick drum doesn't sound or feel very good. And that's where I look at them and I go, upgrade to something like this, an industry standard, rock solid workhorse of a mic that's guaranteed to pull everything that you can out of your kick. That at least is going to take the one piece of that equation out of that equation. In terms of going, well, is it my mic? Is it my mixing? Is it the drummer? Is it the beater? Is it the heads? Is it in tune? You can at least know, well, I'm using a rock solid mic that's specifically designed to get a great kick drum sound. So you can at least eliminate that as a problem. So anyways, I want to just take this out to the tracking room real quick and stick it in front of a kick drum so that you guys can hear, just no EQing, totally plain Jane, just how good this thing sounds on kick and why it is considered an industry standard mic. And then we'll come back in here and close out with a few thoughts. So let's go check it out. Okay, guys, so there you go. As you can see, it just sounds awesome. It sounds like it was built to mic a kick because it was built to mic a kick. Now, that is not all it can do. This thing sounds great on bass cabs. I've even seen it used on upright basses, sometimes in conjunction with a condenser, and the condenser is getting a lot of the finger detail, and then this is getting a lot of the low end out of it. But you could really do anything with it. If you really wanted a really rich guitar tone, for instance, you could stick this in front of a guitar cab. There's nothing stopping you. It is a more versatile mic than just being able to be used on a kick drum. But that is, at the end of the day, really what it was designed for, and I think Shure did a great job. They really thought through all the features, and even though it's an incredibly simple device, just a diaphragm and a clip and all that stuff, it looks cool, it feels great. It's just, this is kind of my personal favorite in terms of all, there's like the Audix D6 and there's some other very standard, well-respected kick drum mics, but I've always preferred the Beta 52s. I love how they sound, I love the build quality on it, I love how robust it is, and I loved how tiny, minor little details that you wouldn't think are important in a design, Shure has really taken care to, make sure that the clip that releases the XLR isn't like facing in a weird direction so it hurts your hand. Instead, it faces right off to the side so you can kind of grab the stand for support. Really little stuff like that. I love. It's great design, and great design always makes our lives easier. So those are my thoughts. I highly recommend that you guys pick one of these up if you need a really good, high-quality kick drum or bass instrument dynamic microphone. But what do you guys think of the Beta 52? I know that there are some guys out there who do not like the Beta mics. They think they sound kind of too modern or sheeny, or they just don't like the frequency response, and they may prefer an Audix or something like that, a Heil. There's a lot of other great, drum mic companies out there. But whatever you guys' thoughts may be, definitely stick them in the comments down below. I would love to read through those and chat with you about it. Also, definitely hit the subscription icon if you haven't already. Click that notification bell to be kept up to date when we post new videos. And if you could give this video a like or a share if you enjoyed it or appreciated it, that would be awesome as well. But my name is Alex Scott with Consordini.com. Thank you guys so much for checking out the video. Hope you dug it, and we will see you in the next one.